We are live.
What's up, people?
Early, America.
Yes, yes, yes. We decided to hit them with something a little different now.
Yeah, um this is our first Tuesday episode, and we're gonna tackle forgiveness. Mrs. Williams is on assignment,
Yes, yes.
and you can take that to mean whatever you want.
But definitely, we all have different ideas of what forgiveness is and what we're willing to forgive, how we look at different things. So, myself and Madam Barbara, we're going to get into it because I know we have very different ideas, and they always tell me I'm not very forgiving, but I feel it's like that for a reason. And like I always tell Barbara and Sean that people know exactly what they're doing. And if you have time to think about shit from point A to point Z, you have time to make a better choice. So if you do some messed up stuff, that was your choice to do it. And why am I forgiving you? But now I'm going to listen to Barbara and see what she thinks about it and why you should forgive someone.
um, when you don't forgive somebody, it's kind of like you expect them you expect somebody else to feel the level of hurt they inflicted on you,
Hmm.
and they don't.
No, that's true. That's true.
They don't. They just
That's
don't.
true.
They might feel terrible and don't know how to express it,
Hmm.
but might not give a single shit.
Right.
And that's the thing. Like, you gotta forgive for you.
See, I understand that. And
Yeah.
maybe I'm saying it wrong, Barbara. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. I will forgive people, but I would cut them off. You won't have that chance to do that again. So I forgive. I'm over it. All right, it's cool. You did what you did. When I don't want nothing bad to happen to you,
You
but
put them in a box.
right, right,
Box of like stuff that's gone for good.
right.
And
A,
that's okay. Because
a
that's,
box of used toys.
yeah, a box of used toys, or a box of, like when you're in a relationship with somebody, and every
Mhm.
time like you go to the movies. Well, not so much now, because like people have apps for things. But like,
Right.
how when like you go to a Broadway show or a concert and you get stuff, or even like a football game or a baseball game,
And
and
you get your souvenirs.
yeah, and when the relationship is over, sometimes you hold on to them. Sometimes like you put them away because like they still give you the warm and fuzzies. And then other times like you just throw it away. Like I know about about 12 years ago, I went to Lambeau Field with somebody I was like deeply involved in. And
Hmm.
like the Green Bay Packers are like my thing. And he had got me like a bunch of stuff while I was there. I got rid of it. After a while, I got rid of it. I kept it. I kept it for a while after we broke up. I moved it with me to a new place. And then one day I was like, you know what? I don't have the time or the patience to keep all this stuff. It doesn't mean what it used to mean.
Hmm.
Just I let it go. And I also had like stuff from my marriage that like was still hanging around in a box. And I'm like, all right, moved this box from Ozone Park to Rockaway Park to Far Rockaway. I don't want to take it any further. It went, it's been with me for like 8, 9 years. The marriage stuff had been with me for like 15 years. And then I was like, I don't care about it. It's just like a box of dusty crap. And that's really like, it's liberating. Like, I don't wish this guy any ill will. And I'm sorry, if he feels like finds this out and feels like he wasted his money, because you didn't waste your money. It meant a lot to me at the time. You didn't waste your money on the stuff. You wasted my feelings on the stupid shit that I didn't need in my life. And
See,
now,
I agree with that.
yeah,
I understand 100% where you're coming from.
yeah, like the stuff was great, but we would have these like fights, and he wouldn't talk to me for a couple of weeks, and I would see, like, when I got back on Facebook or Instagram, there was like 5 new women who friended him,
Huh.
and they were all like this on on Facebook and on Insta, and I'm like, do you know this chick? And you know what? She reached out to me on a dating site while we were on break. You didn't talk to me for a week.
Uh, we're on break for a week and you're already on a dating site. So,
Yeah. And it's like, oh, but you're not forgiving. I am so forgiving. But do not confuse my kindness for weakness.
right. And that's the thing that people do. And
You,
that's what I'm trying to say. Like,
I know you don't.
I'm very, how could I say it? When it comes to friendship, when it comes to relationships, I'm very loyal. If you my people, I ride and die for you. So at the end of the day, if you do some messed up stuff, like I said, I don't want nothing horrible to happen to you. I don't want any bad to come to you. But I also feel like Zapata is off the chain. I also feel like if you're a friend, like when we talking about forgiveness, we're not just talking about relationships. We're talking about friendships. We're talking about anything. Like I'll give an example, like Zapata. Zapata's a guy, like if he's your friend, he'll go all out for you. And I respect that. And and I always tell all my friends, like, yo, like I say about any relationship, a friend, a lover, anything like that, they're not going to do anything to screw you over. And
Unless that was their intention the whole time.
right, right, right. And sometimes that's really people's intentions. Like they don't care about you. They're only looking for themselves. And if you're only looking out for yourself, like that says a lot. Like I've been around people, I've been around friends that were all about themselves and all about what you can do for them.
Yeah.
But after the fact, now when you're not when you're not useful to them, they're not interested in being around. So it like I said, all that depends on I never want them, like I said, I never want no harm to come to them. But it's easy for me to be like, yo, listen, it was nice while it lasted. I wish you the best. Lose my number. Because like I said, if they're detrimental to you, oh my God. And let me tell you, once again, I've spoken to my man Z, and I know he's been through some things,
Yeah.
and and I understand that pain and that anger. So I can't tell anybody like, no, you should forgive someone, or no, you're gonna feel how you feel until it's time for you to move on with that. So that's how I look at that part also.
Hi, Teresa.
Like any relationship is hard.
Yeah. And you know, when somebody hurts you, they give you like all the excuses.
Oh yes.
They go, one of the excuses I got was like, well, you have to forgive me because so and so is my love language. And I always gave you that kind of love. Yeah, but I acknowledged your love language and gave you like gave you that kind of love.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, but this is my love language and you don't, you know, you ain't about it.
Right.
Yeah. It's like my I want I'm fine to forgive someone who has hurt me, but I'm
Hmm.
not fine to go back and sit in the same steaming pile of shit
Right.
that I was in before. Be it a friendship. I mean, you're friends with people for like a long, long time, and you're like, hey, let's get together. Oh, yeah, yeah, let's get together. And how about next week? Oh, I can't. I can't. Okay. Well, I'll come out to you. Oh no, you can't come to my house because, like, my kitchen needs to be redone and this, that's fine. Come over to me. Oh, I don't really ever get out to Long Island. It's all good, honey.
Right. You shouldn't have to chase no one
No,
on any level.
on
On
any
any
level.
level.
And
And
it feels funny. It feels different than love. Because love has like a backup of passion. When you break up with a friend, it's sort of like a fizzle.
right. But let me ask you,
Yeah, yeah.
like, all right, once again, my man put himself in my reins. So like I want to talk about my boy Zapata. Like I said, we have had deep conversations. And I know like he's a loving, caring person. There are some women
Mm,
and men that don't know how to receive loving, caring people. So they hurt people like Zapata. I have a few friends that have been through things. And my thing is, so if you're dealing with somebody for years and years and years, like he said, 12 years, and they screw you over, and you know you did everything in your power to make that person happy, and all they did was give you misery and pain,
yeah.
would you forgive them?
From a distance. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, I was married to somebody for 15 years, and they were cruel to me on an almost daily basis. And anybody can attest to it. But like, I really badly wanted to do like the mommy and daddy show. That was my modus operandi. Like, I wanted to do the mommy and
Mhm,
daddy show, and I
mhm.
wanted it done right. And this
Right.
person was like, he was a dick first thing in the morning, and it only got worse.
Hmm.
And I forgive him. Like I want his life. I want his life to be better without me. I want him to have the feelings that he said he could never have for me. I want him to have the things that he said I didn't give him, because then what I did wasn't for nothing. Then it's okay that I wasn't enough. Cuz like, yeah, there's a lid for every pot, but there's also 17 other lids that just don't fit. And maybe you gave me 15 years because I was a good cook, or I was good in bed, or any of the above, or, you know, we made cute babies, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I hope that once you were done with me, after putting me through all that hell, that you got exactly what you wanted. Not necessarily even what you deserved. I hope that she's out there, waiting for you and making you happy. Because it was pretty fucked up to not make you happy. And I don't wish that on anybody. And I don't want you to be unhappy.
But see, that's cool and I respect that. But this is
Yes.
my counter to that.
Oh, I'm sure you have a counter. Why
Mm.
not?
My counter to that one is you're with a person all these years. If you're not happy, let me know you're not happy so I could go my way or you could go your way. Why make each other miserable? Why be there's some people that are truly nasty, horrible, mean-spirited people. So why would you be around somebody all those years if you don't love them? And that's my thing. So like I could like I said, I could forgive a person. I could say, yo, we were young, we were in where we needed to be, but I that doesn't mean I could ever be your friend. Like if you did some real shitty stuff to me, I could forgive you. All right, cool. Like I said, I don't want no negativity to come within your life. But I can't be your friend. We could never sit down and have a drink. I could never go out with you. Like, this is the realest thing I'm going to say to you, Barbara. Any girl I have, any woman I have ever had a relationship with and we parted ways, you know I'm a very sexual person. I have
Yeah.
never had sex with them after that. Never. Sean always laughed at that. Like, you never went back, like, even for a quick dip? I'm like, no.
There
Because,
wasn't even, like, take one for the road?
nope, nope, I don't believe in that. I'm like, listen, we're done and we're done for a reason. So why put yourself through that? And why to me that's almost like that's fake because I don't really want you. You don't want me. The only thing you enjoyed was the sex. And I'm not trying to deal with that. So like I have had women that have been like, um, yo, you could come through to the house, whatever, whatever. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm because like I said, I'm not holding a grudge, but our whole situation is different now. So you do what you do, and I'll do what I do, and that's it. Like I've also told Sean I can never forgive infidelity. If you infidelity is the one thing I don't think I could ever forgive. I can forgive a lot of other stuff, but I feel infidelity is betrayal, and you have time. I always say you have time to think about what you're doing And if you choose to do that, you did that with a purpose. So there's no coming back from that. There, listen, if I could, I think I could forgive someone smoking crack quicker than I could forgive infidelity. I'm
Yeah,
serious.
because that's two different things. That's two very different things.
Right. Like,
Smoking crack, you're hurting yourself.
well,
Infant,
no, they're hurting the family too.
yeah, but that's
But
like,
you're right. Smoking crack is more on like, all right, you're messing up yourself, but it also affects the household because you're not stable anymore. Like if you have a drinking problem or
yeah,
something like
oh,
that,
yeah. Now I'm getting it.
all right, like it's not like that. That's a problem. Like say, like I know somebody that went to the hospital. They broke a body part, right? They gave them painkillers. The person got um the person got hooked on the painkillers
Yeah.
for a while. I could forgive that. Like that's a problem that you encountered and you had to deal with. Infidelity is a choice. I don't think that addiction is a choice.
Yeah,
So
it's. I mean, I think you've said on this podcast that people don't accidentally fall into a vagina.
right, you don't accidentally fall in. I've never met one of my homeboys that was like, "Oh my god,
I was
uh,
minding my own business and fell into
yeah,"
it.
it just fell into some vagina.
It takes some effort. It takes some effort to be unfaithful.
Right, and that's my point. That's my point. Like it takes effort. You know what you do. Like I always use this analogy because most women don't think Flavor Flav is the most handsome guy in the world.
No,
So
he doesn't smell good.
right. So I said, listen, if you were in the club and Flavor Flav approached you, you know, like, oh, that's Flavor Flav. I don't want to mess with him. So you can't use I'm in a club or anything like that as an excuse. You know what you're doing. You took the time. That person had to converse with you. You laughing, you joking. So you know exactly what you're doing. So to me, there's no excuse. And then people also use the excuse, oh, things weren't the same in the relationship. So I went and if things aren't the same and you're not happy, leave. That's it. And I'm not saying even that is easy, but I'm saying that's correct. Now,
Oh,
go ahead.
when I was married, I came really, really, really close to being unfaithful.
Hmm.
But then one day, because like my marriage was, it was sad and it was lonely and it was almost over.
Yep.
And I had somebody who I found very attractive, and I saw him every day at work, and we just could always talk about everything. And like he said little things to me, like when I was going on vacation one year, he was like, "Don't forget to put sunscreen between your toes. The sun is hot in Puerto Rico."
Hmm.
And I was like it touched me. Like for whatever reason, it was a very thoughtful comment. It was like a very caring comment because I didn't feel like I had care coming to me at home.
Hmm.
But then not too long after, there was like a big discussion about like I don't even want to hear that guy's name anymore. Because I come home every day, like, you know, well, how was your day? Oh, my day was blah blah. How was your day? Oh yeah, I was working on a project with this guy and blah 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 blah. And my ex was kind of like, I don't even want to hear his name anymore. And I was like shocked because I did not want to be the unfaithful person.
Right.
There were some things I knew I was taking shit I didn't deserve, but I didn't want to turn into that person that was doing something that was equally screwed up. And you tolerate a lot of stuff when you're married. You tolerate a lot of stuff. And I think that's why, like, when a marriage ends, you kind of got to give a big bunch of forgiveness, or even not even a marriage, like a long term thing, a good friend who you just can't be their friend anymore. Maybe not for a little while, maybe not like for the rest of your life. You can't be their friend anymore.
Right. Because I look at it like this. Like I said, if a person's your friend, they're supposed to hold you down. They're supposed to have your back. They're
I
not supposed to do any slick shit to you. So, like, I even have situations like I was speaking to a friend of mine, and she has a friend, and her and her friend, they always go back and forth, like, oh, but you ain't cute like you think you're cute. And I'm like, that ain't your friend. That's
no,
the if your friend is always being negative towards you and you're always telling her she's ugly and she's telling you you're not cute and back and forth like that. Somebody's envious of the other person, and your friend shouldn't be envious of you. Your friend should want the best for you. So like that's people you can't deal with. Now, like I said, I could forgive it because for some reason you feel some way, but I can't be your friend no more because you don't have my best interests in mind. You're envious of me about something. You're jealous of me about something. So how could we be friends? I can never trust you. And that's also where forgiveness could be hard because if you can't trust a person, like where does the forgiveness come? Well, I understand the forgiveness comes in because you, like I said, you don't want anything horrible or negative to happen to them. But if I can't trust you, I don't want to be around you anymore. So that's one of the bigger issues.
it is one of the bigger issues. It's like, yeah, if you have a girlfriend and you really can't trust her to be like around your person or around your stuff,
Hmm.
you have to go. But
But
again,
is
you
there anything is there anything that you know deep down inside you can never forgive a person for?
I thought there was, and no, there isn't.
So you could forgive a person for anything?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that I'm gonna let them back into my life.
All right, I'm gonna give you another scenario. Say you're out with a friend
Oh,
and
my cousin Jackie just said a game changer. This is her thing, and I said this when we were talking about sexual assault
mhm,
and learning forgiveness. She said that she doesn't really worry about forgiving somebody that wronged her. She worries about forgiving herself for being fooled.
I agree with Jackie 100%.
Yeah,
And
she
that's where
has
I'm coming from with
to
it.
and move on.
That's where I'm coming. That's my mind frame with that. Like I don't like
Totally.
I'm at the point I don't care about you. I care about me. Like, damn, How did I play myself and allow this person to do all that? And I will never give them the opportunity to do that again. But back to what I was saying, say you're out with friends or whatever, and you have a friend that you know is like very loud, sometimes obnoxious or whatever, and something you're in a bar and something's going on and a fight breaks out or whatever, and this person puts you in danger. Could you forgive that?
Yeah, but I'll never go out with them again.
See, I don't know if I could forgive somebody. Like, I not even say it like when we were younger and our kids were much younger. Say I'm out with some guys and they're doing dumb shit and get into a brawl. And I'm like, we all have families and stuff like that. Like, why would you put us in this situation? Because some people feel they got to always show their toughness and I'm manlier than everybody else.
Yeah, think about like what's going on in their soul, that they're not secure enough to just walk away. They don't know, they don't value themselves in such a way that like this isn't for me, this isn't for the people I care about. Like I am so small in the world that I got to always that I got to always tussle because there
That's
isn't
cool.
enough. They don't know that there's like enough in their soul that they can be on the higher ground and just walk away. Like that at a certain age, somebody calling them a name will trigger them so badly that they gotta get into a fist fight. Because I'm sure
Yeah.
you're not talking about a 16-year-old,
No, I'm talking about a grown up.
grown ass man.
And like forgiveness is easy, but it's also hard. Because to forgive someone else, it's easy to me. I'm like, all right. Like I'm like your cousin Jackie. I'm like, all right, forget it. Whatever happened, happened. I'm harder on myself. Like, how did I let that person get that close to me where they could do something like that? Or why didn't I see the the signs of how this person was? And sometimes you wind up beating yourself up because you're so angry that you open yourself up to let a person do something like that.
Yeah. And the thing too, like the other side of forgiveness is like understanding that the people that did whatever they did to you are the ones with the problem and they don't value themselves enough to step up and do the right thing. Like
Hmm.
somebody that cheated on you. And yeah, it's way more important to forgive yourself. And
Hmm.
they don't understand that, like, somebody that's unfaithful in a relationship, that's all you bring to the table is sex. And you think that, like, and you demean yourself by being unfaithful. Like, you're going to give away that part of yourself. Like, I just don't even get it. Like, you're better, everybody, no matter how good you are at sex and how much you like it or dislike it, that doesn't define you. Like, how good you are with money still does not define you.
Right.
Ability to, like, give others grace is what people will remember about you. You
And
know?
your empathy.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when I was having a fight one time, um, I was having an argument with my partner one time, and I've said many times I'm a crybaby. And they were like, every time you start talking, you just start crying. And I was like, what do I do for a living? Like, I give people my time and my heart and my energy. What do you think I'm giving you? Like, I'm giving you triple heart, triple time, triple energy.
Right.
So, of course, I'm crying because I give you my like tender little heart on a platter. You get even, I've devoted my life to being kind to others, and I give you like X amount of more kindness. Of
Hmm.
course, I'm crying. I'm like soft in the middle, and I'm tough as nails. Don't fuck with me because like you'll never hear from me again. I will block you. I have so many people blocked on my iPhone. It's not even funny. Apple's kind of like, cut it out, stop. But before I block you, I will give you every possible opportunity in my heart. And after I block you, I'll see you like a passing comment on social media about you, or I'll talk to somebody and you'll come out in conversation. And my heart will say, like, oh, I'm so glad they're well. Because I didn't hurt me and I didn't hurt you.
Right.
Maybe I hurt you, but I didn't hurt you first. And I knew that you brought more than you were capable of giving me. So I didn't fall short. I saw all there was to see.
Hmm.
You
But
just
that
know that's
forgiveness,
what you were.
that forgiveness is when you, like I said, I really don't delve into forgiving anybody that much. I look at it like they're going for a reason. But like I said, even though I may not deal with people or be around them, I would never wish bad on a person. I want people to succeed. I want people to have a great life. Some of the people, like I said, some of the people I don't mess with, we were young and they did things when we were younger,
Yeah.
but still to me that showed a character flaw. And I'm like, no, I can't do it because you're flawed. And I have had friends that they know me. They know they could leave me around their woman. I would never try to violate or do anything like that. I have had friends that girls have flirted. I guess they was trying to see like, oh, would this guy betray you or whatever, and it never went down. Then I
No.
have had friends that own family members have slept with their girls, and I look and I'm like, it's all this, and you see that you're untrustworthy and things of that nature. So, like I said, you got to make sure you're good. That's the biggest thing. Make sure you're good. Make sure you're happy. You don't hold hate. You don't hold disdain or anything like that. But you let a person know, like, I really, really can't
Why
be
am I
around.
gonna hold on to hate?
Right.
Why am I gonna hold on to hate? Why am I gonna hold on to hurt? Why am I gonna hold on to disappointment? Chances are, like even really, really good people put themselves first.
Hmm.
You know? They don't always do what's right for themselves, but they always like put their needs ahead of the needs of others. It doesn't even matter who you are. Like Mother Teresa put her needs ahead of the needs of others.
But
Don't care.
I also know people
Yeah.
that are very selfless and they're always looking out for everyone else and they put themselves on the back burner.
You
And I tell people you shouldn't do that. You should care for others.
Think
But you gotta
about
make sure you good.
for them. Definitely think about others, not for them. Hello,
Right,
Claire.
right.
Yeah.
So that's the situation. Like I also had a friend, I got a friend, not had, that when we were right in our early 20s, he ran into a young lady that was in her late 20s. She already had kids and everything. Um, he worked on Wall Street. I know he wasn't out there cheating, doing no stuff like that. He found out that she was sleeping with the next door neighbor. This dude used to go home and give the paycheck, do all sorts of things for. And I'm not gonna say he was perfect because I don't know everything inside their household, but I also know he wasn't a violent person. He would go home, hang out with her and the kids. And my thing to that is like, could you forgive that?
No.
Like, right, that's what I'm saying. I
No,
gave up my young life with
different
you and kids.
because whatever he was doing was clearly not enough for her. And whether she did it for attention or whether she did it with malice, she did it because she wasn't right with herself.
Right,
And there wasn't anything, no matter what he did. And now she could say he was a workaholic, he was emotionally unavailable, he was too attached to his parents, whatever. He didn't do the act. You did the act.
hmm
Hopefully, he found that piece of his heart that's like solid and loving. But he
Not for
didn't go
years. He was
back to her
messed up.
because she's gonna. Hmm?
For years, he was messed up. For years.
Why? And I get it. I get it because like when I got out of an abusive marriage, I was in two back to back relationships where I even thought I was going to get married again both times. And these were like both people who I was making the same mistake. Like they didn't think about me, they thought for me.
hmm
And they just kind of like shoveled every kind of shit my way. And everything that they did wrong was my fault. And that's when, like, I learned if you aren't the bad actor, it's not your fault. Forgive
Right.
yourself and forgive them. Because either they don't value themselves enough to own up to the shit that they do, A, or they're not even evolved enough as a human being to understand why the shit they did is not cool.
And that's true. That's true. Some people don't get it. Some people will never get it. Some people, like I said, use the excuse, oh, I was young. It's a lot of ways people go about things, but that don't mean that you have to forgive them for it. It's more like you said, and more like your friend said, or your brother, your cousin. You gotta forgive yourself for falling victim to certain things, and forgiving yourself, you also forgiving them because it's like, all right, that happened. I'm over it. But even with me saying I'll forgive that person and wish them the best, you still can't be in my life
Yeah.
because you were detrimental to myself, my growth, whatever I wanted in life. We weren't on the same page. So that person, I'm like, you go take care of what you have to take care, and I'll take care of what I have to take care of. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the other things that it makes me think of. And this is getting back to like what a pink flag is. A lot of times when you meet somebody, you got to figure out like you got to look for the actual pink flags in the world in order to protect yourself from hurt.
Right.
Like if you're on a date with somebody and they're like, I hate my ex. She's an evil bitch and she did this and she did that. Well, how long were you married? Oh, we were married a really long time. Okay. What happened? Like, why'd you get divorced? Well, I don't know. She's just crazy.
Hmm.
And there is your pink flag sprouting up like a fucking daisy.
Where they throw everything on everyone else.
Yeah. And it's like, no, come clean. I will not have a second date with the guy that, like, my ex was just fucking crazy. Then a guy that said, I did a really terrible thing to my ex wife. I, you know, I had a moment of weakness. I was away with the guys, or I got too close to my colleague, or, um, my neighbor was always like available, and I was feeling lonely and neglected, and I did that, or, I'm going to Alcoholic Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, Gamblers Anonymous, because I, I threw a match at my whole life.
Mm.
No, I didn't. Like, I want to know. Don't tell me that the reason that you ended up divorced is because your wife is crazy.
Now, what if his wife was crazy?
No, no, no. Is she did was she was a bad act? Like, did she do a bad action, or is she mentally ill? Like, please give me a more refined set of details. Don't just give me a throwaway line like I'm an imbecile, because I'm not an imbecile. And
Right.
now you're not taking responsibility for your own actions and you're treating me like an imbecile. I choose not to be an imbecile today, tomorrow, next week. That's why also, like, when I meet somebody on like a dating app, and you check the times that they send you messages, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. Do you work at night? No. Okay. So why are you up at 3 o'clock in the morning on the dating app? Is that like when your wife or girlfriend is asleep?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Well, I never really thought about it like that.
Well, that's why you have.
Very good, Barbara.
That's why you have,
Yes.
baby. Check the timestamps. Get those red receipts. If that person, because you can't even tell me that you don't have the app on your phone, you lying sack of shit. I know you got a smartphone, and I know that you have all the apps. You got OkCupid, you got Hinge, you got Bumble, you got Plenty of Fish, you got whatever.
Oh,
It's
Plenty of Fish is the demon. That's the demon app.
plenty of stinks like fish.
Yes, yes, yes.
But yeah. Claire's
I
like, we think of everything. Women think of everything. We like,
listen. I've met some very interesting people on Plenty of Fish.
hmm,
So yeah, that's the demon app to me.
oh yeah. And like, I don't, one of the things too, that you need to think about is there's a lot of different kinds of intimacy. Like, intimacy is not just sex. intercourse.
Right.
Like sometimes somebody just gets you. Like everything they say to you is funny. Everything you say to them is funny. You laugh all the time. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing. But that doesn't give them the right to say, like, yeah, well, we get along great. We're really cool, but my needs aren't being met. Then by all means, sir or madam, break it off and go find somebody that is amusing that you can have sex with.
Yeah.
Because there are funny people that are on the same level with you with other things. Like if you know somebody who's really funny and they don't have two nickels to rub together, you're not gonna like move in with them next week.
Hmm.
So why are you like letting other levels of intimacy occur?
But you also got to look at it like people have different sense of humor.
Oh
Like
yeah,
what's funny to one person may not be halfway funny to the next person. Like I have a friend, she thinks everything is funny, and I'm like, nah, that shit wasn't funny at all. I'm sorry. But it's hilarious to that person. So, it depends on the situation and who the person is.
yeah,
But even with that, like you gotta be able to, it's like you said, you have to have that connection with this person and you have to be able to vibe with that person and connect with that person. And at the end of the day, you would never expect that person to do anything to you that's messed up. But like
exactly.
I said,
My exact point. Because you took so long to find out that you could be intimate on X amount of levels, and then
hmm
somebody like you know, we could talk about sex, we could talk about religion, we could talk about money, we can have the same sense of humor. And there you are, and you're really building something. And then somebody just like goes off to the side and does something sexual with somebody out of the equation.
right,
They didn't devalue you, they devalued themselves. And you have the choice to forgive yourself in the way that matters to you and conditionally forgive them in the way that you can handle it. Some people you're like, you know what? You're going to have to stay on the back burner for 6 months and then maybe I'll forgive you. And other people, you're like, no, you're gone. You're gone. You're ice.
hmm
Like, that's it. There is an invisible wall and you shall never pass. And then when you give somebody, like, you know what? You're going to wait at the bar for the next 6 months while I figure out if I can give you my whole heart back again. And they fuck up, then they get the glass wall. They're
right,
exiled to the north because I gave you conditional forgiveness. And romantic love is conditional. Let us not delude ourselves. Romantic love is conditional. You love your dog and your grandchildren with unconditional love, and
right.
anybody else. Don't your kids, they got to do their chores, they got to get good grades, they got to eat their vegetables, or their ass is in trouble. Your grandchildren, who cares? They're adorable, and they're going home to their parents in 12 hours.
That's right.
I just get to love on them. My dog, oh, I love my dog. Look at my little dog. Yeah, but even then, that's somewhat conditional because if they keep shitting on your rug,
That's a problem.
that is a problem. So really, what do we got? We got like dog pets are mostly unconditional, and Grandchildren are totally unconditional. But everybody else, love is conditional.
Right.
Romantic love is conditional. If you take all the money in my purse, I'm going to be all twisted with you.
Hmm.
Even if you would have asked me for all the money in my purse and I would have took it out right quick and gave it to you. If you reach in my purse and take it, what am I doing with you? And it's the same
True.
thing like if you reach into somebody else's lady parts, what am I doing with you?
Hmm.
You went into somebody else's lady parts without letting me know.
And that's the thing that I talk about with people also. If you have an understanding, if this is something you guys agree on, that's different. But if you just do something, to me, that's a violation. So once again, there's no need to look for forgiveness because you went beyond what you were supposed to do. So I don't think I forgive that. That's not what we're looking for.
Yeah. And when someone hurts you, you are absolutely allowed to forgive them as little and as much as you want to. There
That's
are
it.
plenty of people that I've known that were able to put hurt behind them and have like a whole new better relationship with the person that hurt them. And more power to
Mhm.
them because that is rare. And when you can build something new and better with somebody that fucked up, I mean, hey,
And that's true. That's true. But I also look at it like I said, I could forgive people for things that were out of their control. I have no problem with that. Or even if you just made a mistake. Life is full of mistakes.
life is full of mistakes.
But when you consciously do certain things, I don't know about that. Like I said, because that's something that you consciously did. You knew what you was doing and still did it anyway. So you didn't respect me, you didn't respect yourself, and I can't mess with you after that. But when it comes down to, like I said, like say you went out and we have bills and you kind of overspent on something or whatever, and we had an agreement about what we were gonna spend, how we were gonna handle the money. That's something I could forgive if you're not constantly doing it.
If anything is forgivable if you're not constantly doing it. I mean, infidelity, yeah, it's physical violence, infidelity.
Oh yeah, physical violence. No, 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 no.
No,
I
no, no.
don't respect men that's with that. I don't respect women that do that. I feel I always told my sons never lay your hands on a woman. I tell women watch how you are with men. You don't want a man to hit you, don't hit no man. It's the same stuff. Like I don't know, but forgiveness is very it's complicated because like you say like it's about forgiving yourself. It's not all about forgiving the other person. But sometimes people want you to forgive them and you just can't. You just don't have it in your soul. Like I'll be like, yo, everything is all right, but like I said, we could never be cool. We can't have the same relationship we once had. If I seen you in the street, I may nod at you, but we can't hang out no more.
Yeah.
So that's a different thing. It-
Yeah, there's a lot of like one of the things I remember when I was like very young. I got married for the first time when I was like 18 in like a couple of weeks.
mhm.
And he was like chronically unfaithful. Like chronically unfaithful. It was so bad.
Wow.
And he was like the first person I ever loved. I was like so brokenhearted. And I'm like, now what do I do? Because I never loved anybody before and I couldn't imagine feeling that way about anybody else.
Right.
And then we were saving up money to move, and he took the money and went to Atlantic City with some girl that he
Wow.
would shortly after that impregnate. Anyway, and for years he was like the boogeyman. He didn't take care of his kid. He did all kind of, you know, he did all kind of like bad stuff
Mhm.
for years, and he was hurting himself. He really hurt himself. He didn't hurt me. I went on, like, he definitely hurt my kid by not being there. But time went on. I went to college, I got married, I had another kid, and it was all good, and my life was whatever.
Mhm.
I didn't really recover from it, but I moved on. Then, like years later, he was talking he was talking to his daughter who was like, I want to meet my brother.
Mhm.
He told her to call me and ask if I could arrange that. And I was like, now what am I going to do? Because I have this other person here. And I have two people that are brother and sister, and they are completely innocent. I'm going to have to dig deep and get some level of forgiveness. And now he did like incredibly fucked up things. Like, wow, stuff you can't even imagine. And I'm like, I gotta dig deep and find some forgiveness for this guy.
But see, I don't even think that was about him. I think that was more about your kid and his daughter, and you saying it's only right for her to know her brother. So it was like, forget him. I want to bring these two together because that's the right thing to do.
But anyway, I ended up giving him forgiveness. I even invited him to like my 50th birthday party.
Oh, you're a
Gave
great
him-
person.
I didn't give him exoneration. I didn't give him absolution, but I didn't harp on it. I didn't hold it. I kind of just like let it go. Uh,
You're good because I don't think I could do that. Definitely invite him to my birthday. Like, you're good.
I invited I invited him and his wife and their like young children. And I was like, you're welcome. And he didn't come, which is fine. It was actually better that way. But
Mhm.
I opened myself up. It felt good. And I just like let the whole thing, it was like 35 years. It was like 30 years later. What am I harping on? What am I holding on to?
No, I hear that. I hear that.
I just kind of like, you know what? You're going to be you. You've made a lot of mistakes. But like he got clean and sober and he was an okay person. He was never like a great person. And a lot of people were like, oh, yeah, he did all kinds of screwed up things. And you know what? It's really not my problem.
Yep, that's true.
Not my problem. And you know what? Maybe I didn't do everything that my kid needed to do without a dad. Maybe I picked the wrong people to have around my kid, whatever. But that's that. And I gave him conditional forgiveness. I did not ever see him again. He passed away late last winter, and I did not go to the funeral service, and I don't have to. Like I forgave you, but I just didn't want to put myself like in the belly of the beast, and that was on me. Like I asked about I made the comment uh, when I texted his family, like, let me know what the arrangements are. I had never had any intention of going.
Mhm.
I'm not going to take a day off of work for you. I'm not going to put myself out for you. But I hold no ill will.
No, I respect that definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. If you had wanted to participate in a family thing where your kid was going to be there, I would have welcomed you. You didn't show up. That's fine. We're used to it. I'm not going to go to like wherever Westchester, Rockland, Dutchess, or wherever the hell that him and his people are now. And I just didn't go because I don't have to go. I forgave you a long time ago. I don't have to prove anything to anybody. Do I feel bad and like sorry for your kids for them not having you? Yeah, I
Mm.
do. But whatever, you know.
It's nothing wrong with finding it in your heart to forgive somebody. I guess it's just hard for me. I don't know. But
Right. But are you laying awake thinking about it?
oh no, 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 no. Far from that.
So maybe
Far
it
from that.
is a conditional forgiveness, but the conditional forgiveness that you can handle.
Right. My thing is, like I said, I forgive people. But see, people say it's truly not forgiving if you do it like me. I'm like, all right, I'm over it, but we have no contact. We have no interaction. People are like, if you truly forgive people, you could still have interaction. And I'm like, nah, nah, nah. It doesn't mean that. It means you're over that situation and you wish no ill will, but we no longer have to communicate.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's what that is. And I'm very cool with that. I'm all right with that. Like we don't have to communicate. I'm cool.
yeah. Any exes I've ever had, I hope, I hope right now your day is like sunshine and roses. Just do me a favor. Don't call me. Don't whatever. But I hope that you are thriving and everything that you did in that you thought I wasn't. that right now, like, your person is all that and 3 more.
That's yeah, I could understand that.
Yeah, it's like, what?
But people don't get it sometimes.
No.
People look at things, like I said, in a different perspective. I just I just feel you look at things for what they truly are. I don't believe in excuses. I'm not making excuses for myself, so I don't make an excuse for anyone else. If I mess up, you have the right to say, "Listen, Wise, you messed up. I don't see it anymore." But I'm that person that I'm like, "Listen, I respect that. Keep it going. It's cool." But I'm also that person that's like, "Nah, we're good. Don't worry about it." But I would never pick up that phone again. But like I said, if I saw that person out in the street and they said hello, I wouldn't be disrespectful or anything. "How you doing? Hope all is well." We don't even have to stop and have a conversation.
Oh, there's a lot of people in the world that I forgive them wholeheartedly, but when the moment comes to, like, make that phone call or send that text,
Hmm.
no, it's not gonna happen.
Right.
Yeah.
It ain't worth it to me. It's not worth it. And if, like I said,
No, I'm tenderhearted about rejection. That is my thing. Like, don't keep telling me no.
part me, I don't mind no. I don't mind no.
In
It's
what context?
right. That's it. What context or what's the reasoning behind it? If it's something that is messed up, all right. If it's a legitimate reason, I respect that. I understand that. I have nothing to say.
Yeah.
But like I continue to say, everything I base everything in life on respect and character. Your character says a lot. The way you interact with people says a lot. So me forgiving people for stuff that I know they could have controlled, like I said, I'll get over it, but I'll get over that person quicker. So that's the biggest thing. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, like, you get to hurt me. You get to hurt me once. Maybe you
Hmm.
get to hurt me twice. Every time, and this is a thing that, like, a lot of men don't understand about women is every time every time you hurt a woman,
Hmm.
there's a part of her that does not return to you.
Oh yes, yes, yes. I have a lot of lady friends, just platonic. And like I said, I love speaking to women because it helps me understand other women.
Yeah.
And I know, but it's the same for men. And I try to tell women all the time, men are more sensitive than
Oh,
women
hell yes.
by
Oh my
far.
god.
Ego, pride, stuff like that. Men are so very sensitive.
Delicate.
So yes, yes, yes. So when a man is hurt, he's hurt to the core. His pride, his ego, all that. So you got to understand, like that's why most men could never
Hurt people
let.
hurt.
Right, right.
Yeah.
all the time.
all the time. This is a topic that we are going to have to revisit.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. We'll see what Miss Williams' take on this is down the road. Also, this is a good one.
So we have 1, 2, 3. Let's look it up on the calendar when our next episode is. It is. Our next episode is September 29th at
Oh,
7 p.m. for Forgiveness Part 2.
forgiveness part two. Okay.
Yes.
All
This one,
right, that works.
yes. But it's like other things.
And we'll throw some other stuff in there too.
All right.
We always do.
Yep.
It's always love, Barbara. Speak to you
Thank
later
you
and
so
thank
much.
everyone who tuned in for us. I really
Thank you.
appreciate it. Thank everyone. Thank your cousin. Thanks to Potter. Thank your friend.
Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good
Talk
one.
to you next week. Love you.
All right.
Bye.
Later.